Alright, so welcome to the fourth part of What If Luffy was Sinbad's reincarnation. I still am not sure if I gave Luffy a devil fruit. I'm really gonna have to go back and watch that video, but I've been busy. I've been streaming a lot lately, and I've been playing with some people. I've been setting shit up. Like, me and my friend are setting up a Minecraft server. We're getting everything ready for it. Anyways, I'll go back for it another time, but I'm working in an hour and 40 minutes, so I'm trying to get this done so I can give this guy to you guys around 5 p.m. I'm going to schedule its release. Anyways, so where we left off, I believe we had gotten Sanji on the ship, and that's about where we left off. So Sanji is pulling up, walking onto the ship, and he sees Nami. We all know Sanji's Nami Swan shit. But then he looks at Sadie and bro instantly falls in love. Bro stops being a player. Like bro leaves Nami the fuck alone, honestly, because that's how bad Sadie do be. I realized I said she was 17, but I'm gonna make her 18. So it's not fucking weird. I don't know. It's probably because I'm 17, so I was just making her my age. And Luffy's age, whatever. But anyways, so he sees Sadie and he's like, oh my fucking god. Who's that angelic woman over there? Now that I think about it, speaking of Sadie, in the last part, I believe I said something about her summoning a bird. She doesn't have that ability yet. So Luffy really just dragged their bodies. Anyways, but Sanji instantly falls in love with Sadie. And to tell you the truth, I am going to have ships in this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in like my personal ships for like the One Piece cast. Because unlike actual One Piece, I'm not going to have Luffy asexual, mainly because Luffy is Sinbad's reincarnation. It's not the same thing. But my plan is to have Sanji end up with Sadie. I'm going to have Luffy end up with Robin. And I'm going to have Zoro end up with Nami. The Zoro Nami, the Luffy and Robin, and bro, it works so well. Zoro got no sense of direction, and the Sadian don't take shit from nobody. It's perfect. Anyways, so Sanji just stops in his tracks, and he doesn't say anything. He just introduces himself normally because he's not trying to be a fucking weirdo this time. Because he's genuinely interested. He's like, hello, my name is Sanji. I grew up on this boat. And I can cook. And then Luffy is like, oh, and he can fight. I say he's probably on par with Zoro about right now. Bro's skill with his legs is insane. So Sanji, I've already decided is going to be my left-hand man, and Zoro's going to be my right. Hate to shut you guys down, but I think this will work. So 1 second. So Luffy decides that's the case now, obviously, and nobody questions it. And so they're like, "So Sanji, you can cook?" And Sanji's like, "Yeah, I can." It's like, "We're hungry. Can you make us something?" And he's like, "Do you guys got any food to make?" And they open their fridge and there's like one piece of meat, like one big piece of meat. And then he's like, nah, there's not enough food here. You only have like one piece of meat and that's it. You don't have any dressing, no nothing. When we get to the mainland, I'll make you something insane, but for now, you can just cook that. I'll cook it for you, making sure it's on a perfect temperature and everything. And so, anyways, they keep sailing on. I believe after they get Sanji, they find Chopper and then this Alabasta. So yeah, I'm just gonna assume that's what it is. Okay, yeah. So anyways, they're sailing across the seas and they're exploring. and they see the giant narwhal thing from the Adventures of Sinbad when, like, his giant ice friend. I forget what it is. Anyways, he finds one of those, and Luffy looks at it. He's like, "It's been 2,000 years. I thought these things would be extinct by now, or evolved into something that fits more these times. This thing is far too powerful for these people." And so Luffy is just like, absolutely not. And then he yells, Valark lightning. So then it shocks the narwhal to death. And then he's just like, all right, we're going to take this aboard and we're going to eat it. And they're like, damn, okay. And Luffy's like, I'm loved by the seas, but I'm also hated now that I've eaten a devil fruit. I'm just going to say he ate a devil fruit, but he can still swim because he's so loved by the sea. So, he explains that since he ate a devil fruit, he's hated by the sea, but for other reasons that they won't understand, not quite yet, he's also loved by the ocean. So he can't really go have fun in there, because what it does to try and fight him off is whenever he's in the ocean, it sends dangerous beasts after him. So he's not just gonna go jump in the ocean anymore. But the advantage is he can still swim. And so he explains that to the crew, and the crew is just confused because they don't understand anything, not yet. Also, I plan on having most of the crew have their own gins, just so you know. Anyways, they have their feast and they keep sailing until they come across some weird island. It's covered in a mist, but not a fog. And it seems to have a barrier around it. And so they decide to go to it. Just letting you guys know, this is not obviously not in canon. I'm trying to like make things different, add things, make things a bit cooler, stuff like that. So anyways, alright. So anyways, they go to this island where there's a bunch of people. Also, I'm not adding any more people to the crew. It's only going to be like in the future, like Brook and Jinbei. So yeah, just so you know. Anyways, they pull up to this island, and this time everybody can get on it, since it's just covered by mist, but the barrier you can't really get through. But Sinbad made an opening for them, and so they enter this island, and they see a paradise. You know how there's what's it called? The famous garden that has every single plant? Well, this is that, but for animals. It has all the animals, present day, future, past. And then Luffy's even like, future? That doesn't even make sense. Unless a time gin was involved. So, let me turn off my ringer on my phone so it doesn't interrupt again. So he decides to investigate this island, and he decides that this is the perfect opportunity to try and teach Sadian how to use her abilities, since he knows that she's a descendant of Pisty. So he tells Sadian that she's hated by the Uru, but she's loved by nature at the same time, much like him. However, she doesn't have control over both Uru, but he mentions the fact that he knows for a fact she's a descendant of the people who could tame animals. It's weird. I might make a video elaborating a lot more on this alone, just so you guys aren't so confused. But anyways, he's like, you have the power to control animals. Well, let's control them, but as long as they like you, they will follow you. And I believe you can learn how to use that power here. And then Luffy's like, all right, follow me. And he ends up finding one of those birds that Pisty would ride everywhere. And he recognizes it. And he is like, wait, is this? And then he tells Sadian to just go back with the other sorbet. There's something going on. So Luffy, sorry, goes over to the bird. It looks ancient. It looks like it's the curator, the one who watches over them all those animals. And he recognizes it because of the special ribbon Pisty put on it to show how much she loved him. And then Luffy just slowly walks up to it, and it's just like, it's you. I don't know if the bird has a name. I don't remember, but for now we're just gonna make up a name just to make our lives more practical because I'm not gonna search it up. So he's like, it's you. Um, let's go with Piston. It's you, Piston. The bird slowly opens his eyes and looks over at him. It's just like, how do you know that name? And Luffy's like, wait, you can speak? And then Piston's like, yes. When you've lived here for thousands of years, you gain an ability or two. Luffy's impressed. He's like, that means he's learned how to control the Ru well enough for him to be able to speak in a tongue that's normally impossible for an animal to speak in general. And then Luffy's like, it's me, Sinbad. And Piston's eyes open wide, looking at him. It's just like, you're tired. You kind of rock the same style as him. But how would I actually know that you're Sinbad? And then he's like, well, there's many reasons. We'll start with the fact that I remember Pisty. I really do. She was amazing, wasn't she? Piston's like, yeah. She died not long after Sindria fell. After we had collected many animals to create a safe haven for them from these wicked people, she perished due to an illness. And Piston's like, and then Sinbad's like, oh, that really happened, huh? So after I fell, Sindria fell along with me because there was no one as strong as me to defend it no longer. And Piston's like, essentially, yes. We were easily able to put up a good fight, but their numbers just outdid ours by such a large number that we couldn't do anything about it anymore. And Sinbad's like, damn it. I should have put in precautions before my death. I knew I was going to die. I had the choice to live a long life, but I genuinely didn't want to live forever. And Piston's like, I understand that now. For 1,000 years I blamed you, Sinbad. If that's really who you are, I'll trust you for now. And Sinbad's like, oh, right. I should probably give you more proof. And then Sinbad summons Ball in full form, but they're far enough away from everybody so they don't see Ball. But then Piston's like, Ball? And then Ball's like, indeed, bird. I am the Jinn of Sinbad. Sorry, had to sneeze. Or now, since he's been reincarnated to Luffy. And Piston's like, so it has to be true if a Jinn is vouching for him. Because people haven't been able to use Jinns very well for thousands of years. Okay. I'll put my trust in you, Sinbad, once again. And then he's like, This is my child. I put them in a sleeping curse so they don't age until we came into a new era. But if you, Sinbad, have reincarnated, I know this era is coming. So I will use the rest of my power to lift this curse. But there will be no one left to watch over these creatures. So all I wish from you is to come back and check up on them every once in a while. I will appoint someone before I do this, but there's no one as strong as me or as respected as me, so I'm not sure what will happen, so I would like you to come back. And then Luffy is like, I understand. And so he appointed a big elephant as the new leader. It's a reference to Zanisha, something like that. But he appoints this new elephant as the leader. He's like, I will perish in not very long. I'm using the rest of my powers to lift the curse on my child so they can go with these lovely humans right here. I don't know about the others, but I trust Luffy. And he seems to understand how things work and how to move about. I want my child to see the world. Sorry, I dropped it. And Luffy is like, I will take care of the child, and the child will be back eventually. I'm going on a journey to rid this world of its corrupt government, and once my journey is complete, I will come back with the bird. I'm not gonna name it this part. Well, I'll name it next part. But anyways, he's like, I'll come back with the bird. And then he's like, I appreciate everything you're doing for me, Piston. And so Piston is like, alright, well, this is the end. And then he lifts the curse on his child and is like, I loved you, and I always will. Goodbye, my child. And so Piston passes away, and there's a huge funeral thrown. And Luffy went and had gotten the rest of the Straw Hats before this curse was lifted. And Luffy looked at Sadian, and he was like, I know you're a descendant from someone who had the power to control animals. Okay. That bird was her it was her best friend. Your ancestors. Pisties. And Sadian seems just so confused, and she's like, wait, what? How do you know these things? And Luffy is like, I will tell you in the future. But, I want you to raise the child. Name it what you think might be appropriate for this situation, for this time, whatever you want, as long as it's nothing disrespectful. It'll be good to note that the new bird's a girl and will have the ability to speak automatically. Because along with the lifting the curse, Piston decided to give his child the ability to speak the human tongue. So, anyways, the child awakens to see their parent dead. And the child is genuinely upset. When Sadian walks up to the bird, it's just like, he chose to bring you back now, to send you with us, because we're entering a new era. An era where the world will become a true Syndria. That's what the bird said, apparently, according to Sadian. Sadian's like, that's apparently what the bird said. And Sinbad's like, yeah, that's what the bird said. Piston had a respect for me. The elephant slowly walks over to them and is like, I don't know who you are, but I appreciate you guys caring enough to stay around for the funeral. And Luffy's like, if I left during the funeral, it'd be a huge disrespect to Piston and Pisty. And the elephant's like, Pisty? And Luffy's like, you won't know who it is, but Piston did. And then the elephant's like, okay, well, anyways, there will always be a place for you here. These animals need a protector, and I will protect them. And Luffy's like, okay, sounds good. I'll leave it to you. We will leave in the morning, and when we come back, we will bring back. And then he looks at Sadie and is like, have you decided to name the bird something appropriate? And Sadian's like, I chose to name it Pisty after the master of the other bird, and close enough to the name of the other bird, Piston. So Luffy's like, that's kind of cute. Alright. I guess that name will suffice. We will bring Pisty back to you in the future. They will not perish, not as long as I'm around. You will not have to worry. But I wish to fulfill Piston's wish of letting them see the outside world along with us. And the elephant's like, okay, well, are you guys gonna let us say goodbye to you tomorrow morning? And Luffy's like, I think it's better if we kind of just leave, because Pisty might want to stay, and that's not gonna work. We need Pisty. And the elephant's like, I understand. And so Luffy and the Straw Hats return to the ship, and they sleep there for the night. And then when the morning came, they set sail again. And they managed to just say, goodbye, everybody. So, yep, that's the end of this part. I know it's strange, confusing, and everything, but essentially, I'm trying to give Sadian the ability of Pisty. Pisty had her own bird. I want to give Sadian her own bird. This bird will be a baby, but it will grow up quickly. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I got for you right now. I'm gonna script my next part instead of going purely improvisation, which I have been doing, but it's getting too much on my brain. Like, I can't keep up. Anyways, I hope you liked this part. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. See ya.